Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 25th RNCI Red Nation International Film Festival. And this is our Red Nation Indigenous Filmmakers Lounge, and it's the conversation series. And before I introduce everyone, which I'm real excited about today's show, I'm going to give you a little bit of information and share some information with you about the festival. We're in day 21. We're day 21, and it's been very exciting. The festival ends on November 30th. So we've had 30 days of streaming 105 films, 73 documentaries, 35 films directed by women, 10 student films, 12 experimental films, 16 events, and 28 Indigenous filmmakers conversation series. So this has been an extraordinary month in celebration of American Indian Heritage Month. And go to rednationff.com to view all the films. And remember, November 29th is our RNCI Red Nation Award ceremony. And it's not going to be live on Facebook. It's exclusively on Red Nation Television Network. It's a limited seating. So we're only letting a few in to experience the award ceremony. I'm going to introduce you to this really great concept, about, TV series versus video. But before I introduce, I'm gonna suggest something to one of our guests. Branscombe, when you're not speaking, can you mute? Can you mute
Yes.
yourself? Thank you. Because I hear all this other talking, like construction work or something.
Found it.
Right on. Okay. So everybody, please join me in welcoming Bozy. Bozy, the ongoing thing in our team here is my pronouncing people's names. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm only do first names. So Bozy is our featured director, and he directed a film, short, titled Blackwater /TV series. And we'll go into that conversation. And our other guest is my brother over here, Branscombe Richmond, who we've known each other for 500 years, have made several films together. We just go way back in the day.
You look great, and I see your mother all over your beautiful face.
Oh, I know. I miss her. She's been around the last couple of days. Her spirit, definitely.
I bet.
Yeah, yeah.
Blessings.
Yeah. So we're going to get into this. We may go a little bit longer than 30 minutes. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes. But everybody, please welcome these extraordinary filmmakers, Indigenous filmmakers, to the Indigenous Filmmakers Lounge. Okay, so Bozy, as a director, how did you come up with this concept of Blackwater?
Yeah, well, I was actually in college at the time, and one of the couple of the prerequisites for graduation was that we had to take 2 courses, both in transmedia, which is just a fancy way of saying web pilots, web series, and all that kind of stuff, web media. And so there was two classes, you know, each were like 3 months. For the first course, you know, I was actually all slated to do something that was not Blackwater. It was something completely different. As I was transitioning into Transmedia 2, I had a break. During that time, I was at another film festival for representing another film I had did called Cowboy. And I got a phone call from my stepfather, and he passed the phone off to my older brother. And my brother at that point was suffering from cirrhosis of the liver due to alcoholism. So I was 40 at the time, and he was 48. And he basically just kind of told me, you know, I'm going to go ahead and opt for hospice care. And, you know, just blew me out of the water. It was extremely, very beloved out of, you know, all the cousins in our family, very jolly, kind soul. But he just fell into this really deep depression. Long story short, he ended up passing away with us. And still, again, just too young. I ended up going back to school, and it hit me very hard. I grew up from 14 till I was 32, with a very turbulent lifestyle. Unfortunately, it was related to drug dependency for all those years. I bounced in and out of rehab for over 10 years, and it wasn't really, until I realized the people around me were sort of the way out of all of that. My family, the ones who loved me. So, you know, I had this whole other thing I was going to do. I just wiped the slate clean, and I wanted to write something that I was familiar with, something that I knew, and something that I could sort of heal with my brother passing at the same time. And lo and behold, that's how Blackwater was, you know, written out, drawn out. Yeah.
Well, you know, I for anonymity's sake, I know that a lot of people don't like to say this, but I do. I have 39 years sober, so I totally relate. I got sober when I was 23, and I've had continuous sobriety, and it's something that has been really profound in my life, and on both sides of my family of alcoholism. So, but anyway, so Branscombe, how did you get involved with Boise? That's what I want to know.
We went drinking one night. No, I'm just joking.
Probably. No.
So, well, listen, let me say one little thing about alcoholism. So, I went through that with one of my children, and makes me want to cry. But
I feel it.
He's good. I got a grandson, and he really suffered. So I'll say enough about that. But I got a call from my agent. He goes, "Hey, there's this guy. He's doing this little thing, and they've called the agency. Are you interested?" And I said, "What's it about?" And he goes, "Oh, about some Native American stuff." I said, "Send it over." So I read it, and I said, "Wow. And I told my agent, I said, "You know what? I want to talk to this guy. I want to talk to him on the phone." So there's always someone in the middle, right? There's always somebody in the middle. So called the middle person. The middle person connects us to Boise. And I said, "Hey, tell me about yourself, man." And he did. He just told me about his struggles and his ups and his downs and where he wants to go and how he's going to get there. And he's kind of got a plan, and he hopes he can put it together. And he needs some positive thinkers and people that can believe that what he's doing is the right thing to do. And then the next thing you say is, "Well, is this SAG? Are you guys paying money?" And he goes, "Yeah, it is." And then they tell you how much you're paying, and you fall on the ground. And you go, "You know what? I want to be there. I want to do this." And I had some suggestions, and Boise said, "I like some of your suggestions, and I think your other suggestions are pretty lousy." I said, "Granted." beautiful. And I'll never forget the day on set, you know, where you look around, you know, and you see skins in this cast, and you just gel, you know. And there's Farmer, you know, and Gary's an old soul, and he's sitting there, and I'm meeting some new people, and that's how I got involved. You know, the writing was tremendous. It was powerful. It was words that Native people don't get to say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's important that they get this opportunity to be able to play on that field where everybody else has a chance to play. So I was very intrigued, and my hat's always been off to Boise, and that's how I got involved.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw this out there that Branscombe called me to cast me in this. Yeah, I'm bringing it up only because everything is meant to be.
Yes.
Everything is meant to be. I don't take anything personally, but you kind of owe me one. No, I'm just teasing.
You know what? You were too beautiful,
Oh,
too gracious, too,
you're just saying
benevolent.
That. Yeah. Well, you still owe me one. No, I'm just
okay.
Anyway, so I wanted to know, Boise, the process, because we've been going through this whole thing within our festival and our institute about screenwriters. And we have some really phenomenal announcements to make after the festival, because deals are being signed right now. But with that said, what was the process for you really in writing this? Because I'm a writer too, and there's like a deep process. Because one, we're creatives, right? So a lot of times you could wake up and it just flows and it just comes out, and you don't stop writing, and it's just happening. And then other times it's just like, oh, painstaking, like, oh my God, like I just went through something for the last 3 weeks, and it wasn't flowing. This morning I woke up and meditated and just went whoop. Just came out. I'm so excited today. I can't wait to deliver it, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think the first thing is that, you know, I grew up in a family of 3 brothers, lots of cousins, a lot of spending times with aunts and uncles all in the same room. And there was a lot of, you know, jolly partying and drinking and things like that. And and there was always a lot of levity within my family. There was always a lot of, it was always positive regardless, you know, no fighting and stuff like that. So I knew I wanted to bring that in. That was like the first thing I really thought about, was levity and that just kind of like family feeling, you know, and with a lot of brokenness in it too. And I just started off with that, you know. I looked at tones and you know, one of the things I like to say about Blackwater, it's sort of in the vein of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest meets the feature film Crazy Heart. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Crazy Heart with
Yes,
about a washed up country singer.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges, excellent movie.
Again, why I should have been cast in this. No, I'm just
I know.
Okay.
We you know, my mom and my uncles, they were the kind of people who like to go out and honky tonk in Las Vegas and in Parker and listen to Merle Haggard, George Jones, and all that kind of stuff. And they would make me drive them around because I wasn't old enough to drink. So I would be up till like 2 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, driving these guys around to the res, to Las Vegas and back.
Wow.
But I would never, you know, give up those were fun times, you know.
Yeah.
And so I just went off of that. You know, I did my research with watching movies and tone, and I knew the kind of voice, you know, I wanted to give these people. I really wanted to make them all orchestrally diverse with one another. So, some click, some don't. I wanted to have a big cast. And then once I established that, I knew for a fact I wanted it to be nothing but Native Indigenous cast. I thought that was extremely important. And, when you're working with such a small format like web, it's challenging because you want, especially with so many characters, you want to get so much in and cram it all in at the same time. But that was pretty much my motivation throughout, was through writing the script, and then just plugging in all the elements you need for cliffhangers and teasers and stuff like that.
So Branscombe, who are I know who it is, but for the audience out there that's tuning in today and will replay this episode, who's the cast?
Well, so Boise, you're gonna have to help me here because I know everybody by face and by nicknames.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Boise.
Me too. Both of us are. That's why.
So Birdie Blackwater is portrayed by the very talented Kyla Garcia. And then there's, of course, Charles Goodwill is played by Gary Farmer. Anise Silverlight is played by multi-talented Carolina Hoyos. And then Lauren, or I should say Lance Hopkins is portrayed by Lauren Anthony from Gallup, Navajo land. And Helen Loma is portrayed by Bernadette Perez right here in Los Angeles. And she's awesome too. Very awesome.
So, out of all that cast, Gary and I were in Powwow Highway. And so, Gary's a really talented actor. And Lauren, when we first started Red Nation Celebration Institute, we started off as a concert series in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And, we're celebrating our 25th anniversary. So I always bring this into the conversations this month. And Lauren had a band then. And so he performed at our concert series. And it was so sweet because years later, he reached out to me on Facebook and said, "You helped launch our band." And so that was really sweet that, that we were able to do that. And now look at his career. He's been doing a lot and he's been moving forward in all different areas with his talent. And that's real exciting to see him do that.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. He's a philanthropist. And I didn't even know how multi-talented he was. I mean, I didn't even know for the longest time he was in a metal band. And I saw the video of it, I was like, wow, what can this guy do, man? And really cool.
Yeah, started out at Red Nation Celebration Institute.
Awesome.
So let's see. With this process of making this, you wanted it really, it is a TV series in hopes to be that, right? I mean, that's the backbone of that, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's started out as web series format, but once you get in and you start seeing what it blossoms into, Branscombe was right on top of it. He immediately hit that alarm and said, this is TV, bro, all the way.
Yeah.
And I saw it too. And it wasn't hard. I mean, as soon as we realized that, which was like maybe the day after filming, we went straight on into putting it into televised format on paper and got it, wasn't hard at all.
So I'd like to make a suggestion to both of you to consider, and I'm doing it live, which is, it's all good, right? We have Red Nation Television Network, and we have hundreds and hundreds of film titles, and we have original programming. So one thing we offer our filmmakers is once they go through the process of the film festival and they either get picked up for distribution or not, that we always extend that arm to you to have your film stream on our television network. And our network was before Hulu or Netflix or OWN or any of them were online streaming. The only platform that was online streaming a little bit was YouTube back 500 years ago. But with that said, we really want to go into doing series, right? We already launched during this pandemic a series. We have a series that's 10 seasons, 5 episodes each season, and we're in episode 4 in December. So I would love to extend that concept to you, and know that you have a seat at our table if that so inspires you to move forward with doing that, because I think it's time that we have our own series. I remember in 1994, we created the first all-native television series. We were in all the press and everything. Larry Sellers was in it, and Elaine Miles, and again, was way ahead of our time. And the industry said, you know, you're like 25 years ahead of your time. And I think right now we're all on time, and it is time, and we're still here, and it's about time. That's
Amen to that.
yeah. So with that said, Boise, what's your plan with moving forward with the series? Have you had offers?
So, well, you know, this year has been beyond what anybody expected,
Right.
media-wise. You know, just the whole shutdown and everything like that. But that still didn't really stop, you know, us from moving forward, from getting it out there and exposed to an audience through the whole festival circuit and everything like that.
Right.
Including this very, very important platform that we have here. You know, I can't express how important it is for platforms like Red Nations to give, you know, Indigenous storytellers a chance to showcase their work, especially during years like this. And this is unheard of, but you know, it just tells you a lot about the personnel and the people who go beyond that, even during these times, to make that opportunity happen for us filmmakers. So really want to thank you, Janelle, and everybody who's part of it. I think that's, you know, God bless. But and moving forward, you know, me and Branscombe, we talk back and forth about this, and we get our huddles together and such. And I just think, you know, like right about now, we're kind of like just letting it pan out. I think the fog is starting to clear. I mean, we had a rough year, but I mean, this thing is just getting so much attention, and definitely we want to see it come to fruition in some form. Right. And that's absolutely the end game. So, and I think that's approaching very fast. Mm-hmm. Probably be able to give you a more concise answer within the next month or so, maybe. Yeah, that's,
you know, Matt, can I add something there, Janelle?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the direct answer is yes. There has been important people interested, and halfway through the pandemic, when everybody thought the pandemic was going to go away, it did not, and those folks kind of backed off because, you know, everyone's just trying to stay alive. So having said that, the answer to your question is, we are blessed to have a couple people that really are saying all the right things and want to do all the right things. And now we're just kind of waiting to get to the end of the year, and then things will start to develop more at the beginning of next year. And, you know, we wouldn't string anybody along because everybody's got their own lives, but it's very exciting to know, and very dear to our hearts, that someone who may not be Native is interested in telling these stories.
Right.
So that's where we are.
Right. So with that said, you know, just know that it's all possible. All of this is so possible, and the timing is so perfect for all of us. And we need our allies. You know, it's okay that there's a non-Native person who's interested, right? It doesn't have to be Native. And that's the thing about our festival. Like there's directors who are not Native, but have directed a Native theme, you know? So yeah, so it's about being inclusive and being supportive of all the creatives, all that creative energy to make it happen. Okay, moving forward, Boise, what was your aha moment in making this, or your most challenging moment or funniest moment?
Well, I can tell you this: the moment Branscombe said he was in, I hung up the phone, and me and my then ex, you know, were dancing around in the living room, and it took us a whole day to absorb. As a matter of fact, I think it's like the next 3 days, it didn't hit us completely. That being,
I wish I would have saw that.
yeah, we were really kumbayaing it up in our living room. And then that just kind of goes off to the biggest, what the biggest challenge was just casting. I think we were casting all the way till 2 days before the shoot. You know, we had to cancel and reschedule, and then because we had to cancel and reschedule, people fell off, and then we had to put people back on. And then another great thing, I believe it was Gary. You know, we got him right before 2 days before we shot. His schedule, you know, opened up, and we had favor shining on us. And you know, when Branscombe said just being on that set, and then just kind of seeing that all, you know, come to life, and that, because I had goosebumps that whole time, and I think everybody else felt that way too, and we all felt like, you know, collectively as Natives, you know, we have our own little sandbox to play in, and it was very strong, very powerful, just very lax too, and just a whole lot of fun. So yeah, never forget it. I'll never forget it.
And Branscombe, what was yours? Oh, you have to unmute.
Okay, here I am. Sorry.
There you are.
Well, my aha moment was when we're doing the scene. You know, the very, you know, we're going at it, and you look around the room and you go, wow, that guy's got his character down. Wow, look at the way that girl. So you read it one way, and then they're performing it, and you go, oh, she's doing a better way than I saw it off the page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, we have something special here. You know, that's when you go, you know, this isn't just some, because we've all done projects with great intentions, and the intention kind of goes sideways, and you kind of go, oh man. But when you're there, you go, there's something really special here. I mean, and you know what's interesting? Some of the best magic happens when you're on set and you have these wonderful little nuances and ideas. And, you know, Boise wrote some great stuff. And then you'd go, hey, Boise, what if we did, what if we said something like this? Or what if we did? And he said, yeah, man, go. And you know what? You go, whoa, look at that. And it's wonderful. And, you know, it's when Birdie goes off in the end. She's had enough of this. I'm sure you saw it, but
Yes.
There's a time that Birdie just says,
Yep.
whatever she says. I don't want to curse on here, but she says it, and it's so freaking real.
Yeah.
Just look at her, you go, okay. And my character's kind of funny guy, because he doesn't want your panties to get in a pinch, but he likes the idea that you went there and now your panties are in a pinch. So let me tell you something about yourself. and so it was great. So that was an aha moment for me.
Great. So Branscombe, I would like everybody to know, because we've been kind of announcing this throughout these conversations. I also, Boise, called Branscombe and said, hey, I need some help over here. Throw me some love. And that was, we launched the first ever. It's like, it's good to be, you know, if there's not a first, then there can't be a second, right? So that's how I look at
Right.
it. So we launched this. I threw it out there, just like when you're making a movie, this happens. It's a, oh God, I want to say Indigenous, and I'm like, I'm so let me collect my thoughts here for a minute. It's a locations manager's for in front of and behind the camera. We've reached out to all these location film offices and commissions, and everybody has said yes. And Branscombe said yes. And so he brought us some film commissions, and we partnered with Todd Christensen, an old friend of like 500 years as well. And we brought in the Locations Manager Guild International, Mike and Kristen over there, and Kokai. And it's turned into this such a gorgeous, gorgeous group of incredibly talented human beings that will be in training in 2021 for our Indigenous peoples across the globe, with these master classes and new initiatives. And the mayor of New York has put me together with his creative team over there to help train our people to become location managers, grips, screenwriters, makeup, wardrobe, all of those things. And we're already on a film in Oklahoma that starts up in a few weeks with the first training. So it's really incredible. And I want to thank you, Branscombe, for bringing in Kentucky Film Commission and Hawaii, and there's more coming on every week. There's more commissions and film offices. And just for everybody out there, and I'm bringing this up not only because of Branscombe and the gorgeousness of his heart of collaboration and knowing the value of inclusion, is that for directors like Boise and everybody that's listening, that you have a seat at this table where we're actually bringing economic development across the country when we're doing this, when we're training our own to learn new skills in the industry, right? And not just directing or screenwriting or acting, but you know, someone may want to learn how to be a PA or a location manager, right? And so it's very exciting. It's very exciting. And it's all because of the pandemic happened. We had to sit at home and be kumbaya, meditate, and think about, what are we going to do next? How are we going to move through this? What the heck's going to happen, you know?
Well, Janelle, you've created a resource center for Native people and non-Native people.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
And that's what everybody looks for. You know, it's a resource. You are the resource center, and we need that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I love being of service. That's the thing about sobriety, right? Is that if I'm not giving it away, I don't get to have this very, very precious gift of sobriety. That's the whole thing. That's the whole ticket. That's it for me anyway. That's how it works for me. But for you two, you gorgeous guys out there, creative, energetic, passionate, still passionate. We're still all passionate, right? About what we do. I want to congratulate you on making this, and I know it's going to be successful. It is already successful. And if something, you know, doesn't come through, you know, you have Red Nation Television Network, and we can do this. What happened to you, Branscombe? We lost Branscombe.
We lost him.
Just went away.
Maybe his phone died.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, Boise, I really appreciate you, and I appreciate Branscombe, and much success. And for all, is there one thing, I have one more question for both of you, but is there one thing that you want to let everyone know out there for the next generations that might be listening, or a future director or writer. Oh, here's Branscombe, that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, oh,
I'm back.
Yeah, we just don't see
Sorry.
you, Branscombe.
Oh, you don't? What do? I press the camera, press the camera.
Yeah, start video.
Okay, sorry.
There you go.
Sorry.
There you go. We're asking one more question and then we're going to wrap it up. But
Okay.
Boise?
can you see me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just, oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought it, okay. Oh,
we don't see Branscombe though.
no.
Someone's trying to get on my phone. Sorry, but they'll go away.
Okay.
You know what? I could just say, you know, it has a lot to do with perseverance, you know, knowing where you want to go. Hard work, and not giving up, you know. Find out what you're passionate about. Find out what it is you can change in this world and change for yourself. And do it. Don't stop. Just hunker down, put your head down, and put the pedal to the metal, and do your best, you know. Shoot high. That's what I can say.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's the truth. Branscombe, the question was, what would you like to say to anyone that's listening out there that may want to come into the industry as a stunt person, how you've been a stunt, or an actor or writer or creator or entrepreneur, whatever you'd like to share?
Well, first of all, can you hear me or do you see
Yes.
me?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Okay. I don't see you guys. So I'm going to leave you with this. Timing, chance, good fortune, persistence, talent. When the time comes, you need to take a chance on yourself. God willing, you'll have a little good fortune. Timing, chance, good fortune, persistence is going to keep those four things together. And the last thing is talent. So listen, there's a lot of talented guys that don't hustle it.
That's right.
Because they believe that they'll come to them. Well, don't believe that. You better go grab it, hustle it, and knock it down. Yeah. So if you can remember timing, chance, good fortune, persistence, talent, you're going to make it downfield. And listen, that was what my dad taught me. Go get it. Don't wait for them to call you. And if you fail, it's a great lesson for perseverance. And that's what I want to tell everybody.
Absolutely. And circling back to the beginning of this conversation, when you brought up my mom, Branscombe, I will share that this is what she gave me, is that there's no such word as can't. There's no word no, and that anything is possible. Anything is possible, and just do it. And Creator always provides, no matter what. And it's very apparent because we're still here, right? We're still doing it. So
and I have a picture of your mom with Elvis Presley, and you can talk about that at another time.
Okay. All right. So how did you get that picture?
I'm telling you.
What?
Secret.
Okay. All right. Well, I need it for my book. Anyway.
Okay. All right.
I want to thank both of you. Much success. I totally support you in what you're doing, and you have a seat at this table, and this is your festival. So own it, promote it, do whatever you need to do to promote your film. But everybody that's listening right now, go to rednationff.com and see Blackwater, because this will be a TV series in the near future.
Yes.
So check it out, and thank you, Boise, director and screenwriter, and Branscombe, actor, executive producer, entrepreneur, everything. He just does it. A singer. We're old.
Craft
so
service,
craft
driver
service. Yeah.
Lucky guy.
You've had to wear a lot of hats in this industry. Okay. Love you all.
Love you, Janelle. Big hugs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janelle.
Mwah.
You're welcome. See you at the movies.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.